Whoa. YSL, YSTill. We got Young Thug telling.
Young Thug has found himself in drama that could be career ending, and he has nobody to blame but himself. He's learning two really important lessons
And I heard the
simultaneously at the same time. One lesson that he's currently learning today: the streets is dumb and the rules of the streets are stupid. And the second lesson he's learning is exactly what damn near everybody in the history of Earth has learned. And that's
Hey, I think Young Thug been a CIA asset since the man came out. Wearing dresses from spray the Uzi, slat slime with my brother, my twin, my hubby. Dude been a CIA since the beginning. Not saying bro music ain't never been good, but come on, man. Why you gotta promote this bullshit?
witch hunts are disastrous. Witch hunts are not good for anyone because they're not sustainable. Witch hunts usually and almost certainly blows up in your face. You see, when there was a Salem witch hunt, you know why it didn't work? The same reason why the rules of the streets don't work. There's too many gray areas. When people, were being arrested and persecuted for being a witch, what was the criteria? How do you prove the person was a witch? Because they walked funny, because they talked funny. It was too gray area. People at some point were just making up things.
Yeah. That's what they're doing to me right now.
Blows up in your face because once there becomes no criteria to be a witch and the only criteria is an accusation.
But I get it though.
Well, eventually everybody becomes a witch and everybody gets persecuted. Same reason, when we were out here sending communists to internment camps. There was no real criteria. There was no real way for us to dictate who the communists are. They just sent 120 Japanese people in 1942 to internment camps with no clear definition of if they were really communist or not. When it comes to the streets, there's no clear definition of what a snitch is. Some people say a snitch is if you ever gave the police any information whatsoever. Some people say if you gave information that led to an arrest. Some people say if you talk to the police at all. Yeah. Some people say you could snitch on.
Some people say you like when I was growing up from the movies, the way they make it seem like, nigga, you gotta be like this. You can't say a shit. You can't give them your motherfucking name. So I remember the first interaction I had with police, they running down on me and shit like that. Like I'm talking about as I got older. You do feel kind of weird giving them basic information, but it's like, bro, you gotta realize something, bro. Once you learn more knowledge, it's like, yo, you don't have to give them incriminating information, bro. But if the police is like, bro, if they pull you up and be like, let me see a driver's license, if you be like, oh no, I ain't saying nothing. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't gotta give them nothing. I mean, yeah, you could do that and all this shit, but you asking them to spawn Agent Smith, bro. And niggas be like, oh, you ain't revolutionary, bro. Well, go die then. Go shoot it out with every nigga that pull you over for a traffic stop.
Dead people to get off. Some people say you can't snitch on dead people. Some people say you could tell if it's a self-defense case. Some people say you can't tell if it's a self-defense case. It's too many gray areas. And what we're currently seeing is there's an incentive right now for a witch hunt. There's an incentive for YouTubers and other people to make videos, do as much research as possible, trying to find anyone with some type of gray area there so they could make money on their YouTube channel by calling people snitches. Same thing in the streets, right? There's an incentive for if you don't like somebody, you can use a gray area and get them labeled a snitch and pretty much ruin their public reputation. In the likes of Young Thug, what Young Thug did was he don't like Gunna. So what he did, he labeled Gunna a snitch. He told a lot of important rappers like Lil Durk and Lil Baby, who could have been some really pivotal collaborators for Gunna, when he got out of jail. Gunna's a rat. We don't like Gunna. And it was the good old...
Gunna been thriving, and you see all them shows with Young Thug, he could barely speaking with a low cadence. He don't got no confidence. He ain't got no energy about it. So, yeah, nigga, you sold out for that deal. And you
Boys Club in the industry pointing at Gunna saying, he's a rat, we don't like him.
We don't like him.
Gunna didn't write a statement on someone. Gunna didn't give the police anything that was used in Young Thug's trial. But because Gunna pled guilty and Gunna did a routine plea deal that everybody does, Gunna was labeled a snitch by Young Thug. Young Thug criteria was, I don't care if it wasn't used against you.
Shouldn't have said nothing.
You pled guilty and said YSL is a gang. You saved yourself and you left us for dead. Well, in the case of Young Thug and Gunna, the criteria is if you tell the police anything, it's snitching. Young Thug has now found himself in a situation where he's dealing with his own snitching accusations. And I'll be real, when you hear what Young Thug says, if we're going by Young Thug's own criteria, then Thug is a rat.
Who shot up tour buses belonging to the rapper Lil Wayne pleaded guilty and accepted a 10-year prison sentence. He had until today to take a deal. Channel 2's Cobb County Bureau Chief Ross Cavett live outside the courthouse with why the DA's tough stance on gang cases may have persuaded the gunman to take the deal.
Man known on the streets as Pee Wee or Roscoe will spend 10 years in prison. The district attorney here in Cobb County believes the gang problem is getting out of control in Cobb and really the metro. We told you about a case last week in which his office asked the judge for a 350-year sentence in another gang case. So it's likely Jimmy Winfrey saw the writing on the wall.
I think it was best for the client to do this and avoid the massive risk if he would lose even on a single count in this case.
Manny Aurora believes his client, Jimmy Winfrey, could have beaten most of the 27 charges in the indictment.
Oh, no.
The prosecutorial mood against gangs and gang members in Cobb County is tough.
Anytime you say the word gang and there's an African-American individual, you know, prejudices.
Lil Wayne tour bus getting shot up in Atlanta while he's beefing with Young Thug and Birdman at the time. Bro, everybody and their mama knew that Young Thug and Birdman was involved. Detectives knew they were involved, which is why they spoke to Young Thug about this.
And they never got booked for it.
The interrogation footage, audio, I should say. The interrogation audio from Young Thug being questioned about this actually resurfaced. And it makes Young Thug look crazy. So the police was actively investigating Birdman as well, because they put out documents and correspondence alleging they have reason to believe that, that Birdman and Young Thug solicited, the Pee Wee Roscoe to do this. Right? They even mentioned how Roscoe was on the phone with Birdman minutes after the shooting. So the police have always been pointing fingers at Birdman and Young Thug, but mostly Birdman, I should say. During the interrogation of Young Thug, which by the way was voluntary, Young Thug voluntarily showed up to go through this interrogation. Right?
Bro, they was trying to tell him not to. It was like, you don't have to talk.
But during the interrogation,
like 10 times, you don't gotta talk.
The police began to ask Young Thug about Birdman's and Lil Wayne's beef.
Birdman.
Which, if they're asking you about their beef, at the same time, they are putting out correspondence. They believe Birdman is involved. You should stay quiet. You should stay silent, by Young Thug's definition of what a rat is. Well, Young Thug proceeded to break down the public things we knew in such of...
Come to find out, him and Birdman got problems because he owed, because on the mixtape that he dropped before the album, he said, on one of the songs, he was like, I don't want no problems, I just want my money. Birdman is an army, I'm a one-man army. And if that nigga coming for me, I'm going out like Tony. He said those exact words.
Who is Tony?
Tony Montana. Scarface. I know Scarface. See.
He was like, Birdman is an army.
Okay.
He said Cash Money is an army. I'm a one-man army. And if them niggas coming for me, I'm going out like Tony.
Gotcha. Scarface, the last scene in Scarface. Yeah.
Bro, y'all gotta watch this whole interrogation and how these dirty, disgusting, mind you, Young Thug gotta keep his composure. He can't be like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? He can't just be like, well, you really good. But I guarantee he trying to keep his composure, not to build a bad face, but they playing in his face like they his friend and shit. Asking him like, oh yeah, ain't you a blood? Like that's the woman was saying, I guarantee you that's a sister too. She was like, ain't you a blood? You know what I'm saying? Ain't you a blood? Talking to him like they friends and shit. Talking about, didn't Rick Ross, and he was like, ain't no blood. What? Blood? Nothing. That's cap. Oh, that's cap. She was like, didn't Rick Ross get caught up for saying something like that? Like they just gossip buddies and friends. Bitch, you trying to cook me right now.
But he also said, I don't want no problems. He said, I don't want no problems. I just want my money. So everybody caught on like, oh, you owe him. And then a couple months, like 2 or 3 months after he dropped the mixtape, you heard TMZ and all like he's suing Birdman because Birdman owed him for albums, and then that was when everybody was like, oh.
If you give the police information and their reaction is, oh my God, we missed that. I can't believe we missed that. Tony Montana, oh yeah, Scarface, oh yeah. You shouldn't be telling them that information. That right there is the only proof you need that you shouldn't be telling them. If their reaction is that, you just messed up badly. Young Thug shouldn't have brought Birdman up, not one bit.
At all.
And Young Thug knew Birdman was a suspect in his Lil Wayne tour bus shoot.
Birdman.
It's public information. In the Cobb County paperwork, they accused Young Thug and Birdman, all right? They alleged that Young Thug and Birdman were involved in orchestrating the shooting of Lil Wayne's tour bus.
Jimmy Carlton Winfrey.
Young Thug does an interrogation essentially putting it all on Birdman, letting them folks know Lil Wayne did say Birdman got an army, and if they come for him, he's gonna go out like Scarface. Why are you telling the police this? It's crazy. Now, if you also pay attention, the driver of Lil Wayne tour bus actually sued Birdman. He sued Birdman for this shooting. That's how well-known Birdman's involvement in this was.
Wow.
So bringing Birdman up to the police at all is kind of crazy. But it didn't stop there. Young Thug also told the police
Birdman heard that
Pee Wee Roscoe
imagine how Birdman feels, regardless of all the weird industry shit. Imagine how Birdman feels hearing that shit. What the fuck? That nigga Birdman probably be sweating every day. I know Yo Gotti was like, niggas be dodging that Rico by thin nail. Ooh, shit. How, bro? Gotta be some Freemasonic shit.
And drugs.
This motherfucker Wayne from New Orleans. I'm from Atlanta. Mm-hmm. This nigga in Atlanta, and I was in New Orleans. I said, what the fuck? That's so weird. This nigga damn shot at this nigga to us. I don't know who the fuck they said Roscoe, but I don't wanna block out y'all case by saying Roscoe didn't do that. And knowing Roscoe, man, fuck drug. That fool. I'm like, you shot at somebody, bro? But I don't fuck because every day nigga broke fuck off. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
There's a lot more instances in that 2-hour interrogation footage. But just off of these two clips, people are on social media calling Young Thug a rat. They going crazy, bro. Young Thug's public perception or reputation has been permanently ruined. And I don't care what y'all say, bro. Young Thug can't pop it no more as if he's Rat K.
Yeah, nah.
That era is over with, bro. He can't pop it as if he's Rat K, bro. He can't pop it as if he's like the symbol for what a real street ninja is. That's not the case. Young Thug standard, Lil Durk standard, and everybody else's standard has always been, when you in the police presence, you're quiet. Thug said a little too much. Now, from my perspective, the common sense, the gainfully employed perspective, I wouldn't consider that snitching. But from Young Thug's criteria for what snitching is, by his own criteria, he's a rat. Now, Young Thug and his team, they decided to go on social media to respond back to this. I don't know why, because all it did was make him look a little bit more crazy and guilty. But you could tell Young Thug and his team is absolutely panicking. They even started to throw out like conspiracy theories as if like there's like a collusion to make Young Thug look like a rat. Young Thug reasoning for why he's not a rat is apparently because they didn't play his interrogation.
They didn't play my interrogation video in court because I helped my brother. Rat weird.
Video in court. He says they didn't play it because he helped his brother. #ratware. You know who interrogation video they didn't play in court? You know who interrogation video they didn't use against Young Thug? You know who Young Thug is still calling a rat? You guessed it, Gunna.
So as the defense team over there for Yak Gotti, you don't see an issue with Gunna saying that this is a game?
I'm not happy that he said it, but you know what? I can explain that to the jury. And his lawyer knows I can explain that to the jury.
Mm.
This is AI. This is AI. This is literally AI.
And we did over and over again. Max and I, everybody. Right. We all explained it to the jury. Yeah. And you know what? The jury understood. So what Gunna didn't hurt us at all. Didn't hurt us at all.
Wow. That's a heavy statement.
It's true.
Yeah.
I'm saying it because it's true.
Right.
He didn't hurt us.
And you played in between the whistles, so you know. You know.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there.
Look, that entire trial, that 2-year trial, nothing Gunna said ever came up before the jury. So how can his plea have hurt me?
Wow.
Have hurt Yak?
Yeah.
It didn't.
What Gunna said never even made it to the jury. It never got in front of a jury never heard it. But somehow Young Thug came home from jail and all he's done is call Gunna a rat, diss Gunna on Twitter.
Gaslight him. He was
make Gunna out to be public enemy number one, as if Gunna went to that court, took the stand against him. So this criteria cannot exist differently for different people. The criteria must be the same. If the criteria is not snitching, if it wasn't used against you, then Gunna ain't snitch. If the criteria is if you talk to them folks and tell them information and use a rat, then it looks like, Thug, you might be a rat by your own criteria. Now, other people who Young Thug has also pissed off since he's been home, they've spoken out against Young Thug since the situation has happened. You have YSL Mondo. He made a video, and he has called Young Thug a rat officially.
A nigga beat him up, a Rico. Nigga come home, still talking about, oh, nigga rat, nigga. Bro, that's God. That ain't nothing but God biting you back in your ass. Because you probably been thankful that you just beat a life sentence in a Rico.
Exactly. He could have came home and not have said nothing. And this, even if this interrogation footage would have came out, it wouldn't have been as bad. It wouldn't have been as bad. I mean, nigga, honestly, if this footage would have got released, if he would have called Gunna a rat or not, would not even matter. It wouldn't even matter. Niggas would have bashed this nigga anyway. But yeah, man. What y'all think? Let me hear what Woody gotta say. Is that Woody? That's not Woody. The news already been out for over a day, so I ain't gonna drag the video too long, but all these rappers, bro, they all working. Catch Up Glizzy merch is out now, man. I got the white colors coming soon, but so far we got the black tap, man. We got medium, small, large. Lock in, man. $45 a shirt. Email